Today I'm talking with Todd Hinkson with the law firm of Avera Smith. Todd is in the Lake City office, and I'd like to talk about criminal cases. Welcome, Todd.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So tell me how it starts with a criminal case. Somebody has an arrest, or how does it begin?
Typically there's one of two ways. There can be an arrest where a person's actually taken into custody and booked and that kind of thing. But also it can be a sworn complaint. Another party can fill out a sworn affidavit and submit that, and that can be reviewed by the state attorney's office, and they can decide to pick up charges that way as well. So there's not always an arrest.
What would be an example of a sworn complaint? Like, what would that be about?
You may have a dispute with a neighbor or someone that you come into contact with and you believe they've committed a violation of criminal law. You contact law enforcement, and law enforcement asks you to fill out a sworn complaint. And they would swear you in, and you would write out the facts of what happened and sign it and swear to it. And that would be forwarded to the state attorney's office. And if after reviewing it, the state attorney's office felt that they could prove beyond a reasonable doubt that a crime had been committed, then at that time it would officially become a case, and you would either be arrested or you would be summoned to appear in court.
Okay, so say someone has a sworn complaint taken out against them, or they're arrested. They contact your office, and you begin your consulting, and tell me how what happens from there. Exactly.
Well, we're glad to meet with them at any stage, but typically it's at a time when they've been arrested or where there's been a sworn complaint. Sometimes it's even before that. Maybe a law enforcement officer has contacted them to take a statement or to interview them, and they have a feeling that they're being looked at possibly for a violation of criminal law. It's perfectly fine at that time to go ahead and contact a lawyer, and as a matter of fact, that's probably good advice.
Okay, and that initial consultation could last an hour or half an hour, just so you can determine if that's a case that you'd want to handle.
We like to do a thorough initial consultation, and the amount of time will vary depending on the severity of the charge, but typically half hour for an initial consultation, and here at Avera we do that for free. So we'd be glad to sit down and talk with you and consult with you initially on your criminal case for free.
Ah, so that certainly makes it worthwhile to find out what they're into. Now, how many attorneys at Avera Smith handle criminal cases?
Currently in this office we have 5 attorneys that have significant criminal experience. Starting at the top, of course, Rod Smith, one of our partners, is the former state attorney here in the 8th Judicial Circuit in Gainesville, and he also has been a criminal defense lawyer for years, so he has a vast amount of experience from everything from the smallest crime up to the most serious. Additionally, I have supervised 2 state attorneys' offices when I was a prosecutor here in North Central Florida. Tina Seifert is a former supervisor of the Columbia County State Attorney's Office, and Jennifer Bewin and Jesse Smith are former county court prosecutors here in Gainesville. So we have a great deal of experience in criminal law on both sides, and that's a big advantage for our clients.
I would think so. I would think so. So after this initial consultation, you determine what the defense would be, and you will do your investigation yourself?
Sure, and that's why it's important to have an attorney with that experience. Because of the experience we have, we can look at your case and we can advise you, hey, this is what you're facing, this is what we anticipate will happen, here are some legal defenses, these are some motions that perhaps we can file to have your charge dismissed or to have some evidence suppressed, or it's a case in which the evidence doesn't look good against you. This is what you're looking at as far as a sentence if you're convicted, and try to work with the state attorney's office to work out a resolution that's good for everyone. Sometimes our clients have made mistakes and they just need some help.
So you give them their options and tell them the good and the bad of each option and help them decide what would be best for them.
Exactly. It's our duty to make sure that we're always forthright with our clients, make them understand what they're facing, and provide excellent legal services to them. And sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, we just have someone that needs some help.
And you're there to provide that. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.